Hi, I'm back to talk about a tarot card that a lot of people uh, might be a little concerned about if they see this card come up in a reading for themselves. And I'm trying to just help you understand that the tarot cards are really just ways for your inner being, your spiritual self, your true self, to just give you little messages that confirm something that you already know but you don't really want to look at usually. If the card appears to be one that's a little bit negative to some people, it's just because it is work to look at our shadows, but that's the way that we can heal ourselves and grow. So, the card I'm going to talk about today is the 5 of coins or 5 of pentacles, and it's a very interesting card. Number one, we know that the number 5 is a number of transformation and change. When you see fives repeating here and there, it's confirming for you, oh, there's change happening in your life, there's transformation. And change is always a good thing because even though it might seem a little disconcerting at first, it opens up the pathway for healing, and it opens up the pathway for new opportunities for you, for us, for you, and for me. So I think there's a lot of interesting imagery on this 5 of coins or 5 of pentacles card. You see two figures, and they're walking in the snow, and they're wounded. They're both wounded. We could say wounded warriors, for example. They're not talking, they're not interacting, they're just trudging along. And we can say that if you get this card, there's an aspect of yourself that is perhaps spending a lot of time in the victim mindset or the poor me mindset. It could be about a relationship that you're in, and you and the other person both have healing to do, and neither of you has really addressed or worked on that healing. This was true for me for a relationship in my past where neither of us had really looked at our shadows or dealt with any of our shadow stuff. And we were both walking wounded. That's what I called it. And we stayed together for a long time, but at a certain point, we did go our separate ways. Another way to see this card, if it's not about a relationship, I see it also as you and your inner child. I see the smaller figure in this card as the inner child that needs healing. This inner child is really wanting healing, but the other person, he or she, is kind of ignoring the inner child and has her back to the child. And we do have to look at what is our inner child saying to us? What is our inner child bringing to our attention that needs to be looked at and healed? And most of those things are things from our families of origin, our young years on planet Earth. And we can say thank you for those lessons. We have to get down to what is the lesson. We have to identify what is this thing that I believe that's not good for me, that's limiting me. And then we can release it and we can say, thanks for that lesson. I learned a lot about X, Y, or Z, and I don't need that lesson anymore. Now, one of the beautiful things about this card is that out of there, very close to these two figures and just above them, so to speak, there's this beautiful light. And it looks as if this is a window in a church. It does, it can represent a spiritual path or enlightenment, so to speak. They're not paying attention to it. They're not looking up, and they're not looking toward the light. They're not looking to see what resources or what help might be there for them. So this is a card that speaks to me at least about two things, maybe a relationship where both people need to do some healing, or our own healing that we need to look at with our own inner child, which is our true self, our inner being. And it's about shadow work. You've probably heard a lot about shadow work in this community. And it's it's a necessary part of our growth and personal development. And so anyway, I hope this helps you understand this card better and see the potential for growth in the card. And I want to thank you for listening today. and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.